Beginning on the Daily Trust newspapers this morning. On the Daily Trust this morning, Nigerians reject rep's proposal for compulsory voting. With the writer, lawmakers recommend 6 months jail, 100,000 naira fine for defaulters. APC, PDP, LP in coalition against Tinubu, says Atiku. Interesting. What party is Tinubu again? Well, maybe we should start reviewing that. APC, PDP, LP in coalition against Tinubu, says Atiku. Gunmen invade palace, abduct traditional ruler in Kogi. Drop in food prices, others reduces inflation to 23.71%. 8 killed, houses burned in another attack in Plateau. Salah, prices of rams may go up as Niger bans livestock export. That could have been Niger, okay. Salah, prices of rams may go up as Niger bans livestock export. From bandits' dens to Hall of Fame, Yari girls excel in JAMB. From bandits' den to Hall of Fame, Yari girls excel in JAMB. Recharging Lake Chad critical to war against terror in Northeast, says CDS. All the details you can find on the Daily Trust. Now over to the This Day newspaper. On the This Day this morning, NUPRC to raise Nigeria's active oil rigs from 36 to 50 by end of 2025. Inflation declines to 23.71% amidst lower food and energy prices. Severe in Ekiti, Kepi, Niger, others. Varsity Dawn hails price modernization or price moderation as boost to investor sentiments and macroeconomy. Tinubu heads to Rome on Pope Leo XIV's invitation with bragging rights of 62% Christian appointees. Interesting. The Daily Times newspaper, Tinubu backs Mali, calls for West African unity. MDAs should patronize locally manufactured vehicles. Senator Ndubueze speaks. Lagos debunks reports on civil servants absconding after foreign training. West Africa's security and political economy. Foundation calls for more women in elective appointive positions. Group demands sack of Education Minister and JAM Registrar over UTME crisis. All the details on the Daily Times newspaper. And now to the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Elections, reps push for 6 months imprisonment and 100,000 naira fine on non-voting citizens. ECOWAS court orders Nigeria to release man detained for 16 years without trial. Stunning. ECOWAS court orders Nigeria to release man detained for 16 years without trial. UTME reps to probe poor performance to provide allocation for construction of CBT centers in 774 local government areas in 2026 budget, advises board to release results of under 16 candidate. Odua's investment company posts 82 billion naira comprehensive revenue, declares 518 million naira dividends. Oyo government to deliver secular road 2027. Court convicts 10 Thai sailors. Ship slams $4.3 million fine over 32 kg cocaine trafficking. Bauchi governors insulted my late father, threatened to slap me. Foreign Affairs Minister. Again, PDP, NNPP lose 3 reps to APC. With the writer, APC National Chairman Ganduje witnesses defections. Kidnappers seize ransom bearers in Ondo, demand 30 million naira for APC chair, 2 others released. Nigeria's inflation eases to 23.71%, says the NBS. And now to the Punch newspaper. On the Punch this morning, parents fear WAEC UTME overlap as receipts begin today. Economic strain. Inflation surges above 30% in Abuja and 10 states. Food inflation hits 51.8% in Benue amidst persistent insecurity. OPS laments rising prices. And still on the Punch, just above the mast, APC fumes as Atiku names parties in anti-Tinubu coalition. Service chiefs tour military bases after terror attacks. Tinubu to join world leaders at Pope's inauguration. National Assembly divided as compulsory voting bill advances. 5 arrested over 2-week-old baby sale. Lasiek rides INEC over 3 LP factions in Lagos. Indeed, it's elections o'clock, and it's always going to be this drama playing out on the front pages until the elections are done, and then we can now have some respite and some peace. But in the meantime, there's no peace until that elections are actually done and dusted. Anyways, we're back to the table. We have with us live in the studio Lawrence Ibenyenwa. He'll be the one to do the analysis on the front pages today. Thank you so much for joining us. Good morning, Lawrence.
Yes.
How do you do?
I'm okay. Thank God.
Okay, so inflation eases off to 23.71%. A welcome development.
I saw 2 inflation figures. The one in Punch said surges to 30% in Abuja and 10 other states. The other one is saying 23%. I don't know which one I'm to believe.
Yeah.
But I know that in Nigeria, insurgency continues. Farmers are not yet going to the farms. Those who go are mauled and killed there. So I think we are beginning to. When should we begin to believe our data as reliable? I don't know who released the other one. I don't know who released the second one. But in the same country, different statistics. Surges beyond 30%, goes down to 23%. The same country, the same economy. But like you said earlier, I think the basic thing is, I'm not interested in these figures. I'm interested in food on my table. When I go to the market, what do I buy with the money I have in my pocket? That's the most important thing. Pushing these figures on us, gone down, gone up, gone down, it will be seen, we'll feel it when it goes down. It will reflect in the market prices. It's as simple as that. In how do I move from place to place with less pain, less rigors, and so on and so forth. Well, statistics should not be thrown away. But just like we're talking about our population, census, some people quote 300 million, some people quote 217 million, some people quote 250 million, and so on and so forth. So I think that government should also just pay attention to making the economy better. And when it is made better, people will feel it. They will welcome it, and they will share the government in power. That's the way I want to talk about those inflation figures.
Well, one of the things that people look out for in terms of cost of production, they're looking at transportation. And recently, we've seen Dangote tinker with the prices of fuel, and then the NNPC. NNPC, reduced price, and just after Dangote reduced their own price. If this pump price of fuel keeps going down, do you think it will have a significant impact on the prices of goods?
So many people commute to work. Not all of us drive cars as you do. So the first tool of knowing that has the transport fare from Apapa to Biago reduced? Has transport fare from Apapa to Old Park, has it reduced? What is even this decline we keep saying astronomy reduces? What is percent of reduction?
It was 950. It cut down to 820 something.
It's not yet significant to me, because these people, they know that the transporters, the KK riders, the commuters, and the bus drivers and so on, these trucks, they still complain that if it decreases, it will not make them to reduce price immediately, because they will think that their loss will reduce minimally. But it has not to the extent of slashing price of transport fares. So I think it should continue to go down. but it's not yet a figure that we celebrate. That's the
So
one.
what figure do you think would be a fair price for the pump price of fuel in Nigeria today?
Charles, if a country is producing crude oil, as we do produce, and what we were importing before, we were importing because the people who were refining the products, we have local labor now, which is very cheap. We have the byproducts of those fuel that we were exporting that we lost by exporting. They are still here now, and all that, and the refineries are here. The dollar thing is, so we're no longer battling with dollar
Exchange.
so what is this? Is this the reduction you expected? Not for me, no. I don't think that fuel should be selling at 500 naira even at this time. Personally, that's my opinion. It may not be scientific, but that's my opinion. So this, when you say there's a 10 naira drop, 5 naira drop, and we begin to publish it and make it headlines, it baffles me.
Interesting. Anyways, other developments were following. Nigerians rejecting reps' proposal for compulsory voting. The reps are proposing that, look, it's compulsory. It's a civic responsibility for you to vote. So if you do not vote, you will be fined or you go to jail for 6 months.
You know, I look at these things as comedy. Sincerely speaking, to me it is comedy. In a country where people voted, the vote, their vote was not reflected in the result that was announced eventually, and we called there was glitch. And you have not sent those who caused the glitch to the prisons. You've not called those who fortified the result to prisons. You've not forced those who made the result not to count. Who made those who lost the election to be in power, and those who want to be out of power. And you are talking about someone who refuses. How many people will go to vote? The first thing is to fix the electoral process, make it transparent, and let people's vote count. That's what we do. And begin to talk about making it compulsory for what?
No,
Those who voted, what did they vote? Did the one they voted, what did you do with it? I mean, to me, it's comedy. It's dead on arrival.
Well, don't you think it's a welcome development?
What
I mean,
welcome
it's your country, and you just have to perform that civic responsibility for you to. But the importance
is to set up an independent electoral commission that will be truly independent. That will make the voter when people vote, let their vote count, let their vote make meaning. They should, all of them, that person who proposed that we should even be in jail now.
Yeah, I mean, the idea around this is not necessary.
Let if I vote, let it make meaning that in my Charles, I've said this several times. I was watching Ibenyenwa before the elections, and he was telling us even what is contained in the electoral law, that you do not contest for 2 positions at the same time. If you contest for 2 positions, you've lost the 2 positions. Somebody was contesting for presidency of Nigeria in the electoral law and contesting for senatorial position. And now the person is in the Senate and Senate as a Senate president. Electoral law says you cannot, and the person is there. And people say, and some people voted for a contested election, and in the 2 hours of the night, you announce the result and told us as an electoral. People are celebrating Oloide for coming out to apologize for the glitch that happened in the JAMB result. A lot of people have, even though some are saying that, but people have commended him for coming out and to remake it. If there was a glitch, how did you try to correct that glitch that happened? These are the basic things, not telling people that they must go and vote. Vote for what? The one they voted, what have you done with it? It's comedy to me. They are joking.
I mean, that period, INEC was not, I don't think they have a law already made and that stated that there was no way for placeholders. At that time, there was this thing that politicians, developed. They called placeholder. Somebody can decide, okay, let me go for this while I put somebody here for some time.
Who were the placeholders?
There were people who were placeholders at the time,
the person that contested with Lawan, for instance, was in court. They were in court until the last pronouncement by the Supreme Court that the last one that is the winner. They is not a placeholder. They were there on their own. They challenged the declaration of the man as president, as a winner. If it was a player, would he challenge him?
Yeah, but these things happen. I mean, I could say it as the placeholder.
In this case, did he challenge? Would you challenge somebody who is your placeholder?
You won't actually, but
you won't. So if I'm telling you, it means I'm not a placeholder. I contested on my right as a candidate.
some persons have actually said that some political persons, riled him to continue, that nothing would happen, that the law is going to back him.
Did the law back him?
Well, to the extent of the court processes, and the court pronouncements, maybe he didn't. He wasn't backed.
He wasn't backed. That you've said it.
Anyways, let's talk about this issue regarding APC, PDP, LP coalition that Atiku is mouthing. It does look like Atiku has some inroads, or maybe has some information that even APC themselves don't even have.
This is a very funny country. Atiku is organizing parties into a coalition. What is happening in his own PDP? Just 2 days ago or yesterday, the Anambra and the Southeast
PDP
caucus were threatening, to pull out of the party because of the secretaryship position that was denied Udokoye. Who is their candidate, as a matter of fact. These things have not handled it. Your party is beginning to tear apart, and you are forming coalition. Which faction are you coaliting with, or are you going to coalition with? So these things are first of all, put your house in order. Is PDP in order? PDP is not in order. So if your party is not strong, you are not going to coalition with any much strength. He's the only person and I don't see people in this coalition. He is not the chairman of PDP. He is not the secretary of PDP. He is not a board of trustees member. Maybe he is. But the power, if you go to this kind of arrangement, why don't you carry along the key stakeholders in the party? Because it will sound serious. He is going there as Atiku, not as PDP. Who else in PDP has mentioned that coalition? The way Atiku mouths it. Is it going to a Atiku coalition with other parties, or PDP coalition with other parties? Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Because even the governors forum have said that they are not ready for any coalition.
These are people. You can't carry. You are not carrying the governors forum along. You are not carrying the BOT along. You are not carrying the neck of the party along. And you are moving around talking about coalition. Coalition with who and who are what who.
Yeah, but again, the issue of opposition again has been, one that has been discussed widely. PDP is up until this moment, at least, they are the biggest opposition party because of the fact that they have up to 11 governors now. So you would wonder whether really, beyond them playing their own role, do you think APC is playing a role in dismantling them?
It's not a crime. It's not just like PDP is doing in Enugu State. PDP wants all the opposition parties to collapse into PDP, and they're succeeding. Haven't they been doing that? They when they went to Edoga and said we want you to come back to the fold. It's not a crime for a party to want to be stronger than it is when he got up. In fact, in the past, during the MPP, NPN, there were what do you call it? Alliances. When they form governments, they bring in people in other parties to make this government stronger enough. So it's not a crime. But it is for those who are leading those parties to be wary and know what they are going into. People have given you a mandate, people are following you, and you just all of us, so just like the what do you call it? The campments or the campists I'm seeing every day. This is not the camp, the person the camps and so on and so forth. The camp with people's mandate, the camp with, and even that's another aspect of electoral that has nobody has talked about. that is being flouted on a daily basis. You are voted into power from a political party, and you dump the mandate of people, move to another party, and you retain your power. It is unconstitutional, and it happens every day. These are things that people.
But there's a caveat to that. That if your party is under some
even when there is no like which party, I mean there's a caveat, but it is not the caveat that it is not. They are not living because of crisis in parties. They are looking for protection, and they are looking for upward movement. It's not because of the caveat we're talking about.
But do you think that particular law should be amended, and what should be the amendment?
Please, whether which amended or what, the law as it is good.
There's a caveat because somebody can decide to sponsor problem in the party, and then because they already have a plan to move, and then they actually move. But do you think that particular provision should be amended to once you have been voted into power from a party?
Yes.
You can't leave that party until the next election, or maybe something. I don't know. People who do these laws should have.
That caveat they are clinging on to is not even what is not their motivation.
But you are the one saying it. You are the one saying it. What if their own motivation is the fact that there's a problem in their party, and the law allows them to move if there's a problem in their party?
For instance, is there a problem in PDP now in terms of crisis?
There is now.
There's leadership of PDP has a leadership. Is there any issue about leadership of PDP?
There's problem. We've seen caucus say that they're going to leave if they are not well respected or if they are not co-opted. We've seen
that is not a crisis. They want. It's not a crisis.
But it depends on what you describe as crisis. The court is going to interpret what crisis is.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Even people, or even want those who are being decamped from. I want them to take it to the court and let it be tested in court. I'm sure that if these things are tested in court, some of them have no reason to have left. Some people left even before there was a crisis in the party. I can tell you. Some people left even before there was anything of crisis in the party. So it's not because of crisis that they are leaving.
Look at what happened in Rivers State. The House State House of Assembly members, all of them decamped. The Supreme Court at the end of the day said that there's no proof anywhere that they decamped.
Even when they announced that,
of course.
I have said judiciary is part of our problems in this country, whether we believe it or not. It is part of it. That's why Ababu is in the Senate. That's why Lawan is in the Senate. They're part of our problems. The bigger part. I saw when Odenkalo was saying this. What was it? How did you describe it? When the judiciary become the electorate of Nigeria. Something, a piece he wrote, I read somewhere. What is he saying? The court has become the electoral body in Nigeria.
That decides who leads.
Yeah.
Which is not good, really. So let's talk about, finally, this the probing of performance by the UTME and JAMB. I mean, first of all, the crying of the boss of the JAMB.
Yeah.
Do you see it as a welcome development? Some of the persons have said that, well, this is different and it looks good. At least some people, if people can cry and be remorseful about, bad performance, I mean, it means that it's a welcome development of some sort. But then again, some of us have said, look, crying will not solve it. Just put in your resignation and move on.
Sincerely speaking, I'm part of those who welcome the tears and the
okay.
For a man of that, even it was people can act anything. Even it was acting, he acted very well. It was a good. So, but sincerely speaking, I adopt my cap for what he did. At least someone else could have claimed that nothing happened, that people are no longer reading hard, that people are no longer studying. If I have accepted that it was a glitch, if INEC did the same thing during the of course not. If INEC did the same thing,
if Yakubu cried, would you have accepted?
And they remade it, that is difference. If he cried and left the result to go the way it is, it won't make any meaning. But the man is, people are sitting for JAMB again on Saturday. I mean, am I correct?
Yes.
Saturday.
Yes.
Saturday.
It starts from today. It's like a continuous thing. So.
it's another chance for those who are involved. He has accepted that it was a mistake made by one or two people. That's why we don't 100% trust technology. Once in a while, such things happen, and not just in Nigeria. It happens everywhere. So, but to have accepted that it happened, apologized, and shed very expensive tears. I mean, I think we should forgive him.
Do you think the way and manner it came, like Southeast and then Lagos, I mean, so many persons started putting some coloration of ethnicity and tribalism
I know
to
that's how it will go, but I don't want to believe that. I don't want to toe that line. I don't want to toe that line at all. I won't believe that. If it was done to harm the people, why is he giving them another chance? So he would have just defended it and he give a stout defense, and nobody will do anything about it. So
Right.
I think that I also saw House of Reps saying they are going to,
Prove.
this playing to the gallery all the time is what makes is just funny. You have not that thing to do. He has already told you what happened. What are you investigating again? This is what happened. There was a technical whatever, and we are trying to, and it won't happen again. That's all we need to do. So why are they wasting their time going to investigate?
A lot to investigate.
Very active house.
Lawrence Ibenyenwa, many thanks for your insights. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you, Charles.
All right, we're back after this short break. Just stay with us.
Save Nature TV. News in your pocket.